God damn it, say another thing. Episode 31, y'all already know. NEO, we here to have fun. Here to have fun on this one. We got a special one coming. We revealing a Netflix special. And y'all, if y'all see these two gentlemen here, y'all know Sync. And y'all should know my man Eric from the NEO wrestling. Y'all never see us all together though. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know it's something special happening here, man. Say what's up to the people, y'all. We got all
Welcome.
non-experts here. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
Welcome to the NEO multiverse crossover episode. It's your boy E. We're out here talking about WWE Unreal season 1. So when I got the call, I had to pick up.
He slid down the pole
Man,
like
picked up,
Batman to the
responding.
Batcave.
Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, so these two are the you know what I'm saying, if y'all been paying attention to the non-experts here, these two are the wrestling experts. And so I'm basically a special guest, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all can say he's a special guest here, however y'all want to call it though. We all non-experts here. Jumping right into the WWE Unreal Netflix. And the Sync, you had something to say? My fault, man. I didn't know if you had something to say, Sync.
Nah, nothing for me. Nothing for me right now, man. I just, what's up, people? We're all here, like they said.
Keeping it cool, man.
Actually, nah. I just gotta remember that he said it was the multiverse.
Multiverse right now. He's quiet now, y'all. He's quiet now. We're gonna jump right into this. Like he said, well, what you got to say? You got to say.
We're here. The multiverse has come together. We're gonna give y'all a great show today. Avengers assemble.
It's gonna be a good one. Like he said, we revealing the WWE Unreal, and they 2 seasons in. Today we're gonna be talking about the first season. I got the honors of like jumping it off as the special guest here, and I'm gonna go right into it. You know what I'm saying? My non-expert opinion about this show is that this shit was dope. As a person who dibbles and dabbles into wrestling, I very much into like, what I'm saying, the storylines from favorite wrestlers, the music. The music was really, y'all know me, MC MoeBlak, but the music with wrestling, the theme songs and everything, that was really had me like captured me as a youngin'. But I gradually fell off and everything. So seeing this was really cool, you know what I'm saying? Because this is a whole nother perspective from the wrestling side. You know what I mean? This is more so behind the scenes. I learned a couple things. One thing being like the gorilla view. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Correct me.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool even to learn to see how they really be operating. You know what I'm saying? How they really be operating behind the scenes because when you start as a wrestling fan, no matter who you are, you start off thinking the shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga getting hurt, people getting smacked out there,
Yes,
people
sir.
get bleeding out of nowhere, chairs is flying, people getting slammed on lap. Listen, this shit is real. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but then you grow up, you hear a little rumors, wrestling fake, blah 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 blah. You don't know what to believe. But the truth is out. You know what I'm trying to say? These are professionals. You know what I'm saying? They're professionals. They doing their job. They're putting good stories, great entertainment. So this was a good side. WWE Unreal is a good perspective from that side of how to, like, you know what I'm saying, how things operate and like, how quickly things have to be communicated and like the changes. Like it's crazy. It's way intensive, more intense than I thought. You know what I mean? So this was a good ass look at that. Like this was a great introduction to like that side of the world. I was like, wow. Like I was blown away. And it's still entertaining. Like it's just as like it's crazy to me because knowing the outcome of the matches does not change the level of entertainment you get, or it does not change the excitement. It doesn't change not a thing. Like you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's still just as like fulfilling. So you know what I mean? That's cool. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let y'all jump in, but that's like my quick intro. That's my quick little non-expert opinion about WWE Unreal. What I thought about it. We're gonna get more into detail later.
Well, before I swing it to Eric, I will say that Unreal isn't necessarily happening when the events are happening. It's like 6 months after they release this stuff. Like they let you go through the not knowing, and then they gave you the story. And I have my own feelings about that. But Eric, I mean, how do you feel about the Unreal series?
Yeah, so I enjoyed season one. I think a bit more than season two, but we're talking about season one. I think that first that this is a show that like is really built towards like as wide of an audience as possible. I think with season one in particular, like they were really intentional about trying to um, uh, describe and go over a lot of the basics of not only like what WWE programming are and in introducing who a bunch of the like top stars are right now, but then also trying to explain what like all of the different details that go into each decision. Some like really cool backstage looks of the performers like right before a big show and right after a big show. I feel like for someone like Mo, like who is coming back into this world, or like learning about it for the first time, that season one is a really solid starting point to explain to people why people care about wrestling.
Yeah, I thought the show was actually awesome. I do have my negative side to it though. But I agree with everything you guys said, and basically saying it's a nice inside look. Um, where I feel like there's a line that's being crossed in sports and stuff where we're getting a lot of the personal side of our athletes and stuff like that. Because that's kind of how I look at wrestlers. They're not just like these actors or something like that. They're still athletes at the end of the day. They're just athlete actors. So uh, I think they do a good job of maintaining some realness while also still giving you kind of like story in scripted kind of things. Because I feel like that's the whole point of it, is to still be like a wrestling show where some of it is scripted. Because some of it, like Jey Uso's speeches and stuff, it seems like they kind of fill you in before these things, like instead of just having a camera there. Uh, but also they do a good job of just giving you the inside scoop of what these wrestlers feel like on a day to day and what they're dealing with. I thought the Jey Uso episode was actually like one of the better episodes. And Eric would know because we talk about it all the time. Wrestling fans are giving Jey Uso a hard time at this at this point, and he wasn't really at that point when Unreal was going on. He was more feeling the pressure of becoming the guy. So I don't really like the lines of kayfabe being unblurred a little bit though. Like everybody said and everybody knows, when you get into wrestling, you kind of do have that. Oh, there's some realness to this. Like it's real because you see real people, and you learn that it's really just a whole bunch of soap opera shit, basically a bunch of actors. But there's realness to the fakeness, is how I put it nowadays. Because like when they get slammed through a
I have a
ladder,
question.
that hurts. Like, yeah, go
I have
ahead.
I have a
You can't
question.
fake that.
I don't know if y'all know some history. I didn't know. It's something I learned from there. I didn't know the power driver was out like banned.
Yeah, we
I
know.
had no idea the power driver
Hmm.
was
Yeah,
right. I didn't know. I don't know
they made
when
that a
that was banned.
storyline thread. That's
When that
why.
happened.
I don't know when it happened exactly, um, but
Because I
it was
when I was
more
watching
recent
wrestling.
than it is further away though. Like
Yeah.
it's not like old like Hulk Hogan Stone Cold days. This is because like two, the
No,
Tombstone
no,
Pile
no.
Driver
I'm telling you,
existed.
when I was watching wrestling, we were still getting power drive, and I feel like they was getting power drive enough, so I know it wasn't banned then. So
Yeah,
I'm like, when did this happen?
in like the 2010s probably.
I think it was like somewhere like between the past 10 to 15 years. It also was something that was particularly banned in WWE. Like there's a like bunch of other shows and uh, promotions like where they do it in like almost every show.
Yeah, it's just one of the more risky moves to do, even if you are being safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that was an interesting part of like the story they chose to incorporate with when Cody Rhodes was fighting his friend. I think it was his friend. I don't know his boy name, but I think that was supposed to be his friend at one point. But
yeah,
Were
big
we
dude,
talking about Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
Kevin
busted
Owens.
open in
Okay,
the
yeah,
ladder
Kevin
match and
Owens.
all that stuff.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. Like he came back, you know, trying, and that's the interesting part, right? Because they show you, okay, you know, from a fan perspective, I'm watching on TV or whether I'm there, all I see is Cody Rhodes win.
You just saw them in
He's
a
holds
blood
up the
feud.
belt, and the guy comes back, kicks him in the nuts, picks him up, power drives him. You know what I'm saying? That's what we see. But it's like Unreal revealed how much goes on behind the stage of those like few seconds, those few moments. It's like Triple H is who won surprised the hell out of me, surprised starting this whole thing with the name Paul. I was like, who the hell is Paul?
Paul
What the
Levesque.
fuck? What's your name?
You see Paul Levesque on the screen, you're like, who is? Introduce me
I
to
was
Paul.
like,
Go ahead.
as soon as I turned it on, started off with that. Most people don't know me as Paul. This like yo,
I
that
forgot
shit
that's how they
crazy. It
start
threw
the
me
show.
off.
I forgot that's how they started the
I'm
show.
not thinking it was Hunter. What happened? Where the H come from? What the hell? Anyway, so yeah,
His
so
original wrestling name.
so the scene, you know, to see him in the back, so you know, telling this person who has to communicate to this person, and you know, and blah blah blah, and it's just going like the refs has to know what's going on, and it's just it's crazy, you know, it's amazing to see, you know what I'm saying? It's amazing to see, and
I do
I
like
agree
that
with Eric,
process.
like
The whole
yeah,
gorilla
yeah, yeah, God,
communicates to the ref, and the things that need to be said are told to the wrestlers via the ref and stuff like that. I like that. That's how that's handled. It's pretty
it
cool.
makes it a lot more interesting. Like at least for me, you know, a person who was into wrestling, you know, fell off, and now like I'm dabbling in. I'm finding where I'm interested at and stuff like that. Like it makes the overall process honestly interesting. Like I can see me watching an actual program after this, and even though I'm not seeing the back
Oh,
right there, I'm gonna be thinking yeah, it's mad, like it's like 100 people, motherfuckers making
Yeah, you're more
at one
appreciative of
moment.
what makes this match happen.
Yeah, like it's like really some magic happening. You know what I mean? Real quick, I'm gonna give it back to you guys, but I want to say I'm gonna respond to what Nick what Sink said because
Can I interrupt you
Sink
real quick?
said
Because I want to say, like,
yeah.
bring up what you want to bring up, because this is gonna make you're probably the most interesting person to have talking right now.
No,
Because
no.
I want to know like what
yeah.
storylines like really caught you other than like just the matches themselves. So like,
This, this,
Me
this is the
too.
first time. So what you said wrestling is a sport. So here's for me. Here's a perspective from a super fan like yourself to a
I
professional
wouldn't say I'm
wrestler.
a super fan, but
Okay, okay, well, you know, a
super fan would be
non-expert
crazier than
fan.
me.
You know what I'm trying to say? You
Yeah,
kind
super
of an
fan would be
expert
crazier
wrestler,
than
though.
me.
You call it a non-expert. I'm the non-expert here. You know, y'all actually the experts here. Y'all cheated, but anyway. So Sink said wrestling is like a sport where it's like, you know, they just professionals, you know, with the, you know, just entertain Smith. But and I'm looking at it right here because I had to pull it up, but I'm looking at the episodes. But I remember Shorty said this, Chelsea Green on episode 3, she specifically said this is not a sport. I remember saying that.
Well,
Said
if
this
you
is
want to know
not
what it
a
is,
sport. So I feel like
sports
how do you feel
entertainment.
about that? Like huh?
I look at it like this. It's a sport in the sense that you're competing for something, and it's sports entertainment. It's literally labeled as sports entertainment, which is the same thing as
Yeah.
the NFL and the
That's true.
NBA labeled as sports entertainment.
That's true.
And are we not looking at athletes? Like, you still have to have athletic ability to be here. Like, you have to have physical ability. You have to be able to be like flexible. A lot of these people have like gymnastics background, because how the fuck you just doing flips out of nowhere and shit like that. So
Yeah.
we're watching athletes at work. They're just actors. Some of them probably feel like they just lean more into the actor stuntman role than they are athletes, but they're showing athletic ability.
Okay.
Wrestling
Okay.
is
I think
wrestling is technically a sport.
I would agree. I would agree. You know, but I'ma just, not even from her perspective, because yeah, I just wanted to hear your answer. But from her perspective, I guess she was talking from, and yeah, and you guys seen it, so she was talking from the perspective of being left out. You know what I mean? Like meaning like she can't just
Oh
score more
yeah,
points and become like the
Right.
MVP.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? So,
It's not
I
your
kind
Yeah.
of
everyday
I just wanted
sport
to
in
hear
that
your
sense.
when you said that I speak out. So I wanted to hear your perspective, but
I
I
forgot that
did
that's how she
understand the
used it.
perspective when you were speaking from.
And
Yeah,
that
I understood she was a pretty too.
honestly, that might have been my second favorite episode. Like the Jay and the Chelsea
The
episodes
Chelsea
were probably
Green.
my favorite episodes of the show.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
how Chelsea talks about it. They even had PS. I forget his actual name. What is it? Michael Hayes? Is that what his name is?
Yeah, that's one of them.
They spoke about how Chelsea, like at a point, I forget if it's in a trailer or something like that, or actually in the thing, but they speak about how she's like in a box and can't beat people and stuff like that because it wouldn't make sense to the fans and stuff like that. And I was
That's in
kind of
season 2.
that is right in season two. So I'm
Yeah.
jumping ahead, but they say that about her, and it just makes that episode hit more because she was
Well,
inviting
they
people to the
touched on
show,
a
and
little bit. I could say they touched on a little bit of it in episode 3 with her because when Triple H came on, he was like Chelsea is the wrestler that you can basically get her to do anything. So we're thinking about basically taking it to a more serious level with her. So that kind of gives you the feeling that she was more so like the Scotty Too Hottie of the
yeah.
the fucking
But
like she
once
wasn't.
we get into season two, we'll go deeper into what was said. But what was said ticked me off. They basically put it. How do I want to put? PS basically put her in a box, and I was very upset because I think Chelsea. I think the world of Chelsea Green as a wrestler. She's an amazing character worker for what she's got so far, and I feel like everything she's gotten, she's made work with the little that she gets. So to see her
Yeah.
episode where she talked about inviting people to almost like a hometown event and not even being on the card, craziness, like all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, where they constantly do
That's
things like that, like have hometown people on shows at the hometown for that reason. So I don't know. I feel like Chelsea's getting the short end of the stick, and what Triple H said about her is exactly what she is. She is the person at work who just says yes, 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 because they want to be there, but the job doesn't necessarily want to give you more for doing all the yeses.
that she doesn't necessarily become the MVP.
Like they're very
Yeah.
happy with what you do and the role that you do, and they are so content with you being there and happy that they don't see you moving on from that because
Yeah.
that's all they see you as. They're like, that's perfect for her. She doesn't need more than that. So
Yeah, so all right. So let me ask Issa E. What you thought
Yes,
about
sir.
in the moment? Like I know you guys specifically. Yeah, did y'all go to what event did y'all go to?
we go to the event
SummerSlam.
that ends season two. So season two is going to be more for us because we were
Okay, that's
part. Yeah,
fine.
we went to
Okay, all
SummerSlam.
right. So basically, so y'all been okay. So how did you feel about the storyline? Because I was watching it through some episodes, partly through clips through Twitter and stuff like that. So I know that John Cena had what they was using the term turn heel, you know what I mean, um Cody Rhodes. Now you might explain some of this on a previous episode of NEO wrestling because I believe I did
Yeah.
hit. I believe I did. Actually, I tuned out and I believe I did hit this. But I'm gonna ask you here for the audience, for the non-experts here today with us. I'm trying to say episode 31. We're gonna say, how did you feel? Real quickly, you explain again about John Cena turning heel. You know what I mean? Like in that moment, like were you expecting something like that from John Cena? Him being his last run, did you expect something like a
Nico
different
smile.
turn? Because on Unreal, they talk about how he was always like the good guy. And so they
Hmm.
said this one time, let's just boom, let's just and how they did it was pretty cool. You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty cool. So how did you feel about it?
It's a great question. So I will try and give my concise thoughts here, because those that are interested in my full thoughts and the ups and downs of John Cena's year last year can check out some of our other NEO wrestling episodes to catch Blak up. So not to give like too much of a story, but just as a background beat, like because you're asking about this, like this particular storyline. So I was someone that also grew up watching wrestling as a kid. You know, was like super like hardcore into it for probably 5 or 6 years, and then fell off for a long time before coming back in 3 or 4 years ago now. But John Cena was always my like number one guy, like from the second that I started watching wrestling. So I was one of those John Cena kids.
That was John Cena
And
too, bro.
so
Why you
yeah.
so seductive
So
dancing on me?
so my perspective is unique in that, like, versus Neek's and other people. So I hold John Cena's character and his story in a bit of a more personal light than I think other people might. But to get back to your point, so Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber, I think definitely was the biggest and I think still most shocking moment of my time back as a fan since the end of 2023. Um, Cena had announced about 6 months prior to when his retirement run started, to let the world know that he was coming back for 2025, and to let everyone know that he was going to be there for the full year and then it was going to be done. Um, so there was a lot of thoughts and conversations leading up to the year about what his story might look like. There was always such a long conversation about his character of, like, you know, is this finally the opportunity to turn him heel and to finally see a bad guy version of Cena again. It was something that I definitely like thought about it like as interesting and possible. Like, ultimately, I didn't personally think that it was worth it before it happened, and so I was not expecting it when it happened at all. I was floored, and I was, even though that wasn't necessarily what I was hoping for, or like what I thought was gonna happen. I was so excited. Like, I like looked at it as optimistically as possible. I was like, man, like the fact that they're making such a bold choice right here means that they have a rock solid plan and they're gonna make it all worth it. And I'm not gonna jump too far ahead there, but that actual moment was amazing.
We were
It's
together,
crazy, yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
I can
that
imagine.
was cool. Me and him were watching it together, and I was like, oh. I had like already like
Yeah.
he was more on the fence, like I don't think they're gonna do it. I was more on the like, yo, it's a high possibility that this shit happens, bro. Like months ahead of this, I was like, yo, don't be surprised if John Cena turns heel. And he was like, I don't think they're gonna do it. I remember those
That's
conversations.
interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, and I mean,
Triple
honestly,
H,
I wasn't
Triple H
sure if they were gonna do it
interesting.
either. I can't even act like I was, but like when they did it, I was like, ooh, they did it. Yes.
It's interesting as a fan to hear you mention his character and all that, because Triple H, when it was planning, debating about it, that's something he mentioned on the Unreal. Like, he was like, he literally said, like, listen, this is gonna affect everything, like not just
Yeah.
wrestling. Like, this is affect how people see you. This might affect future business prospects. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
gotta excuse my automatic heat, man. It just come on when it want to, man. I'm like, listen, you should be doing this shit. But he said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was just interesting to hear you say that, because that's definitely something that was considered in the back office. Like, you know what I mean, amongst the execs, like, listen, like, we have to consider his character with it. So, but honestly, it made
Wasn't it the
great.
other dude who made the idea for that too? that made the suggestion.
That's the way that they,
that brought it up. And
Of a dude with
I mean,
another dude.
almost everything that went right, it was that other dude's idea. I forget his name. He was walking around with a backpack at one point.
He was in there too. Yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah, it was another dude in there killing it with
the idea for the Paul Heyman thing. And they were like, we just don't know why it works. And he was like, that's exactly why it works. And then it worked. And they were all celebrating like they had the idea. And they didn't even give him credit in the show. Like, I was like, oh, they're doing this dude dirty. And they just got him walking around aimlessly in Gorilla Room with his backpack on. I was like, how filthy can y'all be? Like, y'all couldn't even try to hide the dude in the footage after you tried to not give him credit for the idea that he presented to y'all. And y'all just had him there looking. It's like, yeah, good job, guys. Great idea y'all had. It's like, come on, man. Give that guy more kudos.
Now, surprise element for me. All right, I'm gonna start with the the entertaining one, right? I found Speed very entertaining on this. I didn't know he was a part of. I find that little dude very. Yeah, I didn't know that. That was very cool how they did the dude. Oh, is it? Oh, okay, nice. The other what's that? I don't know. Wrestler came out I don't want to sound I don't know like I'm talking about races, but like I'm talking about races, but like it was like a little Asian wrestler came out. He got smacked in the back of his head.
Oh, Tozawa.
Real quick.
Tozawa, yeah.
And all right, so he came out, boom, got smacked. He knocked out whatever guy. Who we gonna get?
That's literally how they showed it to us, like beat for beat too. Like they showed us the back.
Yeah, on the show.
In the Royal Rumble.
He comes out, Speed comes. He's like, Speed. I'm like, yo, when Triple H started calling Speed, I started hollering like this shit was so. I had text in sync while I was watching it. I'm like, yo, wrestling is great. This shit is hilarious because busting out laughing
that's the part you were watching. I was
Bro,
really trying to figure out what part you had to be watching when you felt this.
That was a few minutes later. But he's like, as soon as he's like, what are we gonna get? He's like, scream. His voice. I'm like, yo, nah.
You gotta go.
I'm like, you got to chill. And Speed like, I'm like, yeah, this shit is too entertaining. Like, it's too on point. It's too entertaining. And all right, so the other part that confused the shit out of me, though, not gonna lie to y'all. What the fuck is Travis Scott? Why is Travis Scott so in wrestling? Like somebody, y'all have to explain. You have to explain that to me.
He's not more involved than you saw in this season. What you saw in this season is all his involvement in wrestling. Like he'll be
that is such a great question.
Because I was about to say, I'm gonna take a moment of silence and I'm gonna let y'all explain this to me because I don't have to take a moment of silence because it's that short.
Can I take this one? I think so. Basically, all it is that like a lot of celebrities. I feel like obviously there's always celebrities there, but like Little Yachty started showing up, and I feel like a lot of the rest of them have started showing up now too, especially. And WWE likes to buddy up with these people. Jelly Roll performed at SummerSlam. Travis Scott is doing this kind of stuff. Exactly. So they have always done this kind of stuff. They just kind of do it more now. But yeah, Travis, other than being in attendance at maybe an event or two, that's as much as Travis Scott has involvement with the WWE. And some like collab that he did.
Can I also add, sorry, that I am still waiting for an explanation today on why Travis Scott was included in the way that he was. So the question that you have is the same exact question that I have.
I don't even know if they really pointed out. Like, he slapped Cody Rhodes, but I don't think they emphasized the fact that he like popped his eardrum when he slapped Cody Rhodes. Like, he was like actually harmed in that. Yeah, he was like actually harmed in that.
So, he like broke his eardrum.
Yeah, I guess what the story was is they told him he was good.
He's not doing it right. He wilded. He needed to sit ass down.
I think what they told him is he was good to get a shot off so it looked real, but he went a little too hard without realizing it. So.
That shit was confusing. He was holding the belt, walking around. I'm like, yo, why is he there, bro? Like, I'm sitting here watching this, like, trying to figure out, are they gonna reveal? Like, bro,
he's just the final boss's little minion. That's all it is.
You sound like a wrestling fan to me, because that's what we've been saying all year. Why are you here?
The
Yeah, we
shit
didn't
was
get
so
it.
confusing.
We didn't get
Confusing to
it. But
see
he is
him
literally just the Rock's little minion. That's it.
like, yo, get out of here, Munchkin. This is crazy. Um, it was nice to find out that Charlotte Flair. I didn't know Ric Flair's daughter was in wrestling. That's how long I've been away.
Yeah.
That was nice to find that out. I didn't know that. That was
I
cool.
like
I was like,
Charlotte.
oh, and then even her suits and everything, her suits and her presentation. I said, go ahead, girl. Got your daddy's, got your daddy's
Swag.
flair for real. I said, oh, you don't like her?
No, I like Charlotte. I like Charlotte. I know a lot of people in the wrestling community don't like her. I mean, they've kind of turned back to Charlotte fans now that she's with this wrestler called Alexa Bliss. But by herself, she necessarily is not necessarily the most popular wrestler. She's an
Mm,
accomplished
mm.
wrestler. I'll say
No,
that.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
For
Shit, she's
sure.
like a 14-time woman champion.
yep.
That was pretty. I remember that was pretty good. That was pretty impressive. Rhea Ripley is not who I thought Rhea Ripley was. I've heard Rhea Ripley's name
So
Oh,
for
okay,
a
okay.
minute, and I that's not who I thought Rhea Ripley was. I thought Rhea Ripley was that woman from the UFC who started wrestling.
Ronda
oh
Rousey.
nah, that's Ronda Rousey.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
R&R,
crazy.
double R, I guess.
I really thought
It's
so.
there,
When
I
I
see
was
it.
watching this, and it says Rhea Ripley, I'm watching. I'm like, who is this woman?
My
I'm like,
girl
I've never
Demi.
seen her before.
I love
But
Rhea
she goes
Ripley.
hard though. She goes hard.
No, I love Rhea
She goes
Ripley.
hard. Yeah, she goes hard. I like-
I totally
She's like
get.
one of the like 3 or 4 like biggest stars in like in the entire company
Nah, she
right now.
oozes aura out there, bro. She oozes it. But
Yeah, yeah. I'm about to say he has
I
a lot
can.
of that. Yeah, I
I
could tell.
totally am at the point where it's like anybody who back in the day had a crush on China, I'm no longer judging you because I get it now. Rhea Ripley exists.
I
For
love
sure.
China. I loved China growing up. China was that. She was that woman.
I
I mean,
wasn't a
girl. I said
China
girl. She
fan,
was
and I
that woman.
always thought it was weird. I was like, China, no, ew, y'all weird. And now that Rhea Ripley exists, I'm like,
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie. And I
sorry,
used
I
to
get
like
it.
her. She plays Xena. She plays Xena. I like Xena. I used to watch Xena. I
Oh
like that.
yeah, China was Xena. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was just talking about that show the other day, and I did not remember that was China. But I thought her
So I
episode was
mean, so
cool.
what should I expect for what should I expect for going into season 2? So season 1 ends with what's this? John Cena turning heel, right? And then I'm trying to think what happened to the last episode. Y'all gotta remind me, honestly.
Um, I,
So
Was it the
it
heel
was
turn?
going over
it goes over WrestleMania, don't
it
it?
was going over a lot of what happened at WrestleMania. It talked about a couple of their storylines. They like put it together really nicely, like where they like talked about some of the challenges and like also made it like they like tried to explain how some things weren't going exactly the way that they were hoping, like with Jay was part of it, and then the other part of it was with a Tiffany and a Charlotte, um and then going into the WrestleMania matches was what I have for kind of the recap for episode 5.
Okay, yeah, it was the WrestleMania. Yeah, it was the WrestleMania matches.
It
Now,
was night 2.
WrestleMania being the biggest stage. Let me tell y'all what I like about this, and then I'm gonna let you fellas take it. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all give a little bit more to the people about this. I really admired CM Punk during this whole thing.
Hmm.
When I stopped being a wrestling fan, like was fading off. I remember seeing CM Punk starting, and I remember not being interested in that guy at all. I remember specifically his name all the time he came out, his music, fight matches. I was just not interested in that guy at all, honestly. Now I watched this. I see he went through his little trial with Triple H. It's crazy how like pain make you like a person, right? As well. Like you like I can relate to that shit. So he goes through
Trauma
trials and shit
bonding.
like that. Yeah, it's great. Wow, it's fucking crazy. But he comes back, but it's more for the part of him coming back and then fighting up to those moments. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he had the Royal Rumble and it was an Elimination Chamber, and I forgot what was the WrestleMania moment, the match. But even though he lost the match, I know that, but it wasn't about losing or winning. It was about for him. It was more so about
Being in the
being in
main
the
event.
main event of WrestleMania. That's what
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So of course, because they know the backstory, they know where they're gonna win or lose. So why would you care about that? It's more about like being that man on the stage. You know what I mean? And I get that. I get that. I love that.
Yeah, because he had never
Yeah.
been there
And
before in the
for
main event.
him, right. So when he got there, I ain't gonna front. I think CM I admire his story throughout these episodes. Uh, and then even his own, like, throughout the whole explaining everything what goes on. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at the computer over here. Um, uh, Explaining everything that's going on, with the WWE. They still made times for like these little personal stories, and CM Punk stood out to me, and I like
That's
how
actually
they ended it.
That's a super
I mean,
solid
yeah,
point that you
I
make that I
respect.
don't hear enough people like acknowledge and give credit to. Is that they do a great job of tying in personal things to wrestlers when it matters, honestly. So, or at least for the
Yeah.
bigger names. So that is kudos to them for that. And I'm not gonna lie, you listen to him talk about this moment, which is one of the more emotionally motivated moments in the Unreal documentary. It kind of bums me out. Like, I'm happy that you got to get this taste of what's going on and you got to get a little bit of backing of what has been going on. But it kind of bums me out that he wasn't there to actually like see that shit unfold, like the whole actual like uh promo in the
Me too,
ring.
honestly. I feel that same way.
Because
It
like
makes
the
it
whole
makes me
Paul
feel like that.
Heyman
Makes me
telling
like,
him
damn,
thing was
this
really
how we
nice.
doing shit.
Yeah, like the whole
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, and then Roman Reigns comes in. He's like,
Now,
"See, I'm just making wishes come true," and shit like that. Like it was such a
now
good
I'm gonna,
promo that they had
I'm
when
gonna
they did that shit too. So, like,
Yeah, for
it makes me
sure.
bummed that you
I'm gonna
didn't
say
see
that.
that part. And like even
Yeah,
going back
now,
is not
yeah,
the
now.
same as seeing it like in the moment. Like you're gonna seem like, oh, that's great, but it's like you're seeing it in hindsight as seeing Unreal now. Um, but that's
Yeah.
Unreal for you,
Now
man.
I get that too. I feel like that. Like when I was seeing him, backstage talk about it, I was thinking about like, damn, I wish I would have like saw this whole like, you know what I'm saying, watch the whole thing now. Like
So one
it, it's just it's that entertaining. It's really it's that entertaining.
that's one of my gripes with Unreal though, as I feel like it just is we're watching it way too close to the events that actually happened. Like I said, it's only like a 6 month gap that we're getting between what's happening in Unreal and when it actually happened. And it's like you guys aren't even giving me enough time to really like just bask in that mystique of ooh, it's
Yeah.
fake, but ooh, it felt so cool. Like you guys are just ruining the backstory to
Yeah.
it 6 months later. Like all the preparation and
Yeah.
stuff, you're just like, here it
Hey,
is. Like if this was something from like 2 years ago, it'd be way cooler to me because it's like not in
I
my mind anymore.
I
It's
felt the
now being
same way.
refreshed.
Yeah, I felt the same way, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I really feel that way too. Like as someone who's keeping up with with what's going on a like week to week basis, I feel like for me, like you're showing this stuff way too soon to me. Like I still feel all of the emotional attachment like to the choices that were being made, and like I don't think if you compare like what they're showing here to like what is common in like other like WWE documentaries, I don't think it's ultimately that much more. But the difference is that this just happened on TV versus most of the time when we get these documentaries, they're talking about something from like 10, 15, 20 years ago. So you have more space from it. Um, and so I see a lot of like I see some of the choices here in season one, and I feel this way a lot more about season two. But that's also kind of my personal perspective
I
of kind
think
of
we
how
have more
things
of a
went
personal
last year.
connection
But
to season two though, so
even in a season one, I'm like, yo, like I I still feel like as a fan, like I still personally feel like frustration or like disappointment about like things because like this story or like these elements like just happened like less than a year ago. Or like some of these stories, you know, obviously there are different points kind of like as stories go along, but like some of these plot lines are like still actively going on like on TV right now. So I'm
Or at
kind of
least
like, like
semblance from those
why are
plot
you
lines.
Yeah,
why are you giving me this much like when the story is not even over yet?
yeah. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was that close. Yeah, I can't even say removed because it's really like you said 6 months. So then that's
Yeah.
so damn close, and it's still on TV, so it's not removed. So yeah, I didn't know that. That kind of makes me feel like the same way, I guess. Like, why question a little bit? Like, why would they make that decision? Is it a money thing with Netflix? Maybe Netflix demanded, something. Maybe they demanded like a series. I don't know what the contracts
And
entails,
on
but
top of that,
yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting that it's still in play and they would do that.
and
Yeah.
on top of that, they give you these trailers ahead of time, so they're like spoiling shit before they spoil shit.
Yeah.
Because like there's the storyline that they're going to talk about in season 2 that we speculated a bunch on, and like we speculated like every angle, and like the stuff that they talk about that storyline in the next season, they already like put it in trailers and stuff. And I'm just bummed to like have them actually like confirm these things so soon. like, like let me forget about
There
this
is
shit, bro. Like, it's
yeah.
still fresh as like one of the
I
cooler
don't
moments in wrestling. Like,
yeah.
I guess that's still one of the advantage of a returning fan like me has over you guys, where I'm most likely I'm not gonna watch the trailers, and I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying. And even if I watch the episodes, I'm not, fully, deep into it, so I'm probably gonna catch it here and there. So for me, season 2 of Unreal will still feel like a little like exciting. You know what I mean? I can understand. I
Yeah.
get y'all perspective totally because you guys are watching this shit unfold. And you're like, what? Like this shit happened yesterday, nigga. Like, hold up. Like, what the fuck?
Yes.
yeah, man.
I
Like
just-
the little kid in me is bummed out about Unreal. The little kid in me is bummed out. The adult in me is interested because I like to see the behind the scenes and how it works, and it just gives me, for all the harsh criticism that goes on, it kind of like doesn't justify the negatives of the WWE, but it makes you more understanding of the pressure that they're under and how easy it is to fumble the ball, what they have to do, what they got going on. There's a lot of people that Triple H has to like manage and like make sure it's doing the things they're supposed to be doing and stuff like that. And also like it makes me appreciate the fact that they audible, maybe not the best all the time, but how flawlessly they kind of pull audibles out of their ass when moments are like really bad, when they have storylines that go south because of an injury like that. I give them more credit for how they pivot. Let me not say I think they do a better job. I give them more credit for how they pivot.
I'm gonna say this last thing, and then I'm gonna let y'all take it, and then we probably should see what's up that after that. Um, Here's my comparison, right? I noticed that from I'm gonna compare Vince McMahon's WWE to whoever WWE this is right now. I don't even know the shareholders and
It's the
Paul.
Triple H era.
Well, realistically, it's TKO
Um,
because it's
Kind
it's
of.
TKO
Kind
like
of.
makes the big
Yeah.
okay,
calls, but Triple H is the creative
okay.
executive.
So I know they cleaned that shit up because back in the day, after a match, almost after every match, they would go backstage and they will fight some more. Like I feel like if WWE Unreal was under Vince McMahon's it would look very different because I feel like most of the matches I've seen during this timeline, when they went backstage, it was more so like congratulations, good job. Even a wrestler that
Oh,
just
yeah.
lost, you'll see him shaking hands, like Cody Rhodes is shaking hands with The Rock, and blah blah blah. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they show you all that. But back in the day, after the fights, nigga, Stone Cold would still go and whoop some more ass, nigga. Like this shit
Yeah, it
was
happens,
crazy.
but not
Chris Jericho
nowhere
would
near
grab
as
chairs.
regularly. It happens though, but not as regularly as
Bro,
Nobody used to.
I still know what happens now, but not nowhere. That's what I mean. Vince McMahon's WWE, that shit was regular program. It was like tradition to grab a chair and follow that nigga backstage and whoop more ass.
We just
Like
had a
that shit
whole
was crazy.
match
Like,
that
so
didn't even happen, and they just brawled, and the match never actually started. They just brawled for like 15 minutes. And they went up into like
Yeah,
the stands and all that shit.
that's
And then
that's
the champion came
in
down
the
and
crowd
that's
bodied
the
and
both
like
of them.
went
wrestler
up.
I remember.
And then
That's
the
the
champion
wrestler
came out and bodied both of them.
I
I was so happy when Drew came
I,
out there and slammed them
I like
both.
this wrestler. I like this wrestler. It's cool, it's entertaining. But I'm from that what you call that? What was it called? The
The
no limit
ruthless
ever? No,
aggression
no. It
era.
was called something. It was
Are you talking about the
it
ruthless?
was
The Attitude
crazy.
Era,
Yeah, the
I think, is
attitude.
more what like you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about. Yeah,
attitude
I was
era was
about to say.
fucking crazy, dude. That was my shit, bro. That I love. When I tell you I loved wrestling at that time, like we was having that conversation then, this would be a whole different, like, you know what I mean? Like I would be the expert.
Who is Mo's favorite
Y'all be the
wrestler?
non-expert.
Mo, who's your favorite
I would be the
wrestler?
expert.
that's a good
My
question. Yeah,
favorite
there you
wrestler,
go.
my favorite wrestler of all time is I would say Bret Hart.
Okay,
Okay.
respect.
I love Bret.
Canada.
I love Bret. Yeah. And then after Bret is the Undertaker, and then I would say Stone Cold.
Okay, can't knock that.
But yo, Triple H, man, that yo, now he was my favorite character in the games. I love pedigreeing niggas in the games, like all the games and the No Mercy game,
Hmm.
bro.
Yep.
Once you get hit with the pedigree in the game, it was a 3 count. It was a 3 count,
You
and let
know,
him get up and you get it, you do it again. It was a wrap, bro. It was a
I
wrap.
was the
I love
same
it. I love
way.
the
I
game.
didn't like, but I always look back as an adult now, and I'm like, yo, that just means he was that good at his job. Is that I actually like hated him on TV, but in the games
Oh,
I'm playing him
what's
because you know what
crazy?
it was. Triple H was just a symbol of fucking power and beating your ass. So
He was
we gonna
crazy
play
in the
him, and
game,
I
bro.
want
He
I
was.
want to pedigree you. I want to make you feel that pain, even though you don't really feel that pain. But I
Yeah,
want to
shit
make your
for
character
shit. It's
feel
like,
that
yo,
shit, bro. That shit look like it hurt real
yo,
bad.
those wrestlers back then, bro, and not even no. I'm not even trying to take away from anything, but like I'm just speaking on from the perspective of wrestling that I kind of know. Like they were just they were just like amazing, bro. And I'm pretty sure like if I tap in to these wrestlers now, I would be just as like amazing, and probably even more because like just from the
Athletically, there's
Unreal,
some
I
crazy
seen like the
wrestlers,
time.
bro. Like
Yeah,
athletically, there's
they
some
are. Yeah,
amazing
they
wrestlers.
are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes me honestly that makes me want to tap in like just a little bit harder, like because like I'm talking about the Unreal, speaking on Unreal, because again, just seeing like the new character, the new personas they have, and like getting to see some of the backstories of some of the people that I don't even know, but just to see like all the work that goes into it, like it really makes you like, yo, this is dope, man, this is dope,
No, it's definitely
like
a cool
yeah, that's
experience.
yeah,
Alrighty.
that was dope,
So Eric, you have
definitely,
any final
definitely.
words before we get into this rating of the season? Anything that you want to touch on?
Yeah, I got one more thing. I think at least to me, the most important part of this season and the like biggest thing that happened like during this part of the year was The Rock's involvement with Cena's story and Cena's heel turn. And again, I don't want to go into all of the details of that. But Mo, like,
This could be an hour
what
conversation.
did you think about? No, no,
No,
no.
I'm not
It's
gonna say
not.
it
It's not.
is. I'm just saying it could be.
What did what did you think about his involvement in episode 4 and like how they like talked about like putting that moment together?
Um, I'm not gonna lie, The Rock. I ain't say he like one of my favorite wrestlers, but like, yo, you already know. Like, I think The Rock is on everybody's like favorite wrestler list. Like, you don't need to really say it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, The
Like even
Rock
if he's
is
not
just
in your
that.
top five, you
So
know The
like,
Rock is cool. Like you can't like say The
but
Rock
like,
isn't
yeah,
cool.
like The Rock is a cool like yo. So um, to see him coming back, that was dope. Like how they built it up. hey, Cody Rhodes, Rock. I thought it was a little weird with "I Want Your Soul" thing. I thought that was like, I was like, pause. But okay.
We did too.
He's a wrestling fan. Like, what the fuck? We were like that too when it happened. We were like,
I was like, okay. I was like, too far. Okay, but okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Keep the script going. Keep the script going. You know what I mean? But so I thought that was cool. You know, him playing like the people's champ belt over here. You know what I'm trying to say? It was
I
more so
thought that
like they
shit was
had him
whack
there.
as fuck. I was like, this dude keeps
Yeah,
parading
like
around with this belt
I
that means
thought so.
nothing,
So
bro.
nobody else ever touched that belt before.
Yeah, he keeps talking
I thought
about it
was
like
cool.
it means something, but like I can't wrestle you for that belt. Like what? Get out of here.
Put it
Only
in loud, man. Yeah.
Somebody's not to fight you for that. So.
He said, I'll let you
But,
hold my belt if you let me hold your belt. And I was like, why would he care about holding your dumbass belt? Like, that's part of the episode. They ain't talking about that on Unreal, but I was like, why would Cody give a fuck about touching your little stupid ass Bronco belt?
and then they show like, you know, they show like him and Triple H discussing, like, you know, they're discussing how should it go, like the teams, and they just show like the Rock team had involvement. And you know, I honestly, to simply answer your question, bro, I thought I thought it was a good. I thought he had a good involvement in it. I feel like it added to the story. It didn't take away from anything. I feel like definitely if anybody else was to play that part there, like the I guess the middleman of the hill, it probably it could have been successful, but with The Rock being there, it definitely was a hit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it made it more of a hit.
Yeah.
Cena and we know Cena and Rock, they had their battles and stuff like that, but
For
just
sure.
adding the effect of Cena going bad to The Rock, who's seemingly bad and good, accepted to be this bad good character in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna come out, get the chairs. I'm gonna do, you know, some slick handed shit. Then I'm gonna do some good shit, and you know, it's like Rock was always all over. So to see him play that character, like, you know, I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of the word.
And then he
Or
just
the like type
disappeared
of
into
figure.
the grass like a Homer Simpson
You
gif.
feel me? Like, yeah, you know what I'm trying to describe. Yeah, I'm trying to describe, but I can't think of the word. So like to see him like
Slithered away.
to see Cena like, you know, go with that was a good effect. Um and then I think wasn't he with what's the guy name? Roman Reigns?
Yeah, Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's his
yeah,
cousin. Yeah.
Roman.
right. So I know he had like, so when you tie all that into it, I think The Rock was a great addition, you know what I'm saying, for the story. And I think he didn't take away from anything. He just, you know, he was a good addition. He was a good addition to it. He made it for a hit, even if he didn't really, you know, play the big matches. Cena and Rhodey, you know, they had those down, but he didn't have to play, you know, in the matches. He just had to play the background, his role, and they gave him a good role for the story.
I think most
Yeah.
wrestling fans will disagree with you. I am not necessarily in the same boat. I am more on the like the lead up. Yeah, he played a good role, but you'll see. No, they kind of wrapped it up in this season. Yeah,
No, you won't see, unfortunately.
Yeah, because they kind of wrapped it up in this season because that's where it wrapped up. Is basically because he just fades away. Like he kind of gave himself this imposing figure role, and then was like, "Oh, but I'm not gonna be around to be the imposing figure. I just gave myself that character," and that was a bummer because
That's the word I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for, like something like that. Like, yes, he was like an imposing figure. Yeah, I was looking for like
and
that.
then he just
I
faded
can't
away
find
and
it.
was like, "I'm not here anymore. I was never meant to be here for the long term. I was just a vessel for this to happen." And what's this all you want the soul for then? If you wanted the soul, so you were gonna get his soul and just disappear and never show your face again? Like, think
Yeah,
about
see,
that.
so
Think about that angle. Like, if that happened, like,
I have to when we talk about season 2, um for all the non-experts listening, you might hear me, you know, have a different opinion about The Rock then, because you know I haven't seen that
yeah,
yet. So
they
but we're
won't
gonna see
touch
how
on it no more in season 2. Honestly, they shouldn't touch on it. Honestly,
Yeah.
But one
So
honest thing I got though
yeah.
is something that bothered me that people were making a big deal about is when Triple H talks about calling Travis Scott first. And everybody's like, why would you call Travis Scott first? This, that, and the third. What kind of company does that and doesn't call John Cena first to make sure he's okay with this? And I instantly was like, do people not think things out? Like, if anybody who is in this scenario is probably the person that's going to have the hardest schedule to work around, it's the guy who doesn't work for the company at all. Like, right? Like, wouldn't he be the first one you'd have to get to say his schedule can work with this? And then you follow through with the rest of the people? Because, like, John Cena technically works for them right now. He kind of can say, yeah, I don't want to do that, but like he works there, so he gonna be there regardless. Cody is gonna be there regardless. The only people who ain't there and got other obligations are The Rock and Travis Scott.
I mean, you know, they could.
I wanted to bring this up, not to get into all of the details of what happened after, and I don't think this is a spoiler, like, because we've already said it. So The Rock doesn't show up for the rest of. He actually hasn't shown up on WWE since then, which makes things incredibly confusing and made it difficult. But I wanted to bring that up because I want to believe that this is true, but the show also tries to shoot Rock some bail on the show by saying, like, oh, like the original idea that we pitched was for Kevin Owens to turn heel and not John Cena, which I do believe is probably true, and I feel like that they were like, yeah, like we got to make sure to say that because everybody's mad at me for the John Cena thing.
Trying to save face, basically.
That was a very messy situation in the eyes of wrestling fans, and it's a very understandably messy situation if you were watching like the actual step by step, week by week way they were handling it. Like, it was entertaining, but it was like, what are we doing here at the same time? We knew we were getting to.
They're like, yo, so
like, somewhat satisfactory. That's all we knew. It would be somewhat satisfactory.
We were like, so like, did Cena give his soul to The Rock, or is he aligned with The Rock? Because it looked like he's on the Rock team now, and Rock never showed up again. So now John Cena's just a bad guy, and we're like, wait a minute, what happened to John Cena? Why is he a bad guy? Like he tries his best to explain it, but it doesn't really make sense. And also, like, so much of the fan base doesn't want to boo John Cena because that's our man's. Not everybody, but.
That was the funnest part of him. People were cheering the fuck out of him. He's talking all this shit about the fans, and you're just like, tell me I'm a piece of shit again, John.
That's funny, yo. They just got John Cena walking around soulless, no Rock. Like, give me back my soul, bitch.
Oh, he got it back.
Yes, exactly. Give me it back if you're not going to show up. Let me be a good guy again.
That's funny.
But let's get into these ratings, guys. All right. So, Eric, what we do, I don't know if you've seen enough of our episodes to know how we rate. We just do it a simple out of 10. I guess we'll start with you.
Okay, break it down then.
Let's start with our special guest, man. What are you rating it? You can give us reasons on why you're rating it, where you rate it, and stuff. There you go. Floor is yours.
Wait, who's the special guest? Me or Eric? I'm still confused.
This is NEO
episode, like a half.
Just so y'all know, this is NEO episode 31. So this is actually.
I believe this is. I believe this is your episode.
But I'm not that. I'm still like. I feel like the special guest here still.
So okay, so I want to grade this like off of what I think the intention of the show is. And the intention of the show is not to give every little detail to hardcore fans like myself and Nico. It's to explain the show and the world of WWE to new fans or people coming back into it, and so I think in that purpose that season 1 in particular was very successful in a lot of ways of that, and so I would give it, I think, I don't want to go too high, maybe like a 8 out of 10 or so. I think if you do not watch wrestling, but you have a interest in it, of why is this something that's so popular, or like I've seen John Cena, or I've seen Roman Reigns, and I want to learn more about this, then season 1 is definitely something worth watching, and something that you will get something out of, hopefully. So
I like that. So we
Heard
got an
that.
8 out of 10 there. Mo, the host with the most.
I man broke that down for really.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
I'm gonna go with the intentions of the show, like he said, right? Now, for me, he said that he went from the perspective of a WWE fan current. I'm returning back, dibbling, dabbling. Honestly, I'm give it 10 out of 10 because for me, my perspective, for me, it did. And if I'm going off of E description
Mo
of what
gave it
it
a 10 out of
intended to
10.
do,
This is the first 10 out of 10 in NEO history.
yeah, like, I'm gonna give it because if we going over the intentions of the show, like he said, it's not to it's not a regular, like you said in the beginning, it's not a regular wrestling show. It's to really show like the process and everything, and I think they did that perfectly. Like they executed it. They showed us the back room. They gave examples of like when the situation could change, how it changes. Maybe a match goes over too long, like when Cody Rhodes fought that dude, and you got to make
Yep.
all those different changes and stuff like that. And then they also gave us like the personal background stories. Like I personally, like I said, I mentioned earlier, I like the CM Punk story. But they also gave us the John Cena and the Cody Rhodes and the Chelsea Green and
Rhea
the Ric Flair
Ripley, the
daughter, what's her
Jey
name?
Uso, and
Yeah.
Charlotte
They
Flair, and
gave
all
us
this. Bianca Belair.
they
Like, dog, we didn't
successfully
even
Bianca,
touch on Bianca Belair, bro.
let me see Bianca to show
yeah,
her some love. Yeah,
we're gonna have to do that next episode because I love her. I love her. Yeah, I love her.
me
But we're gonna
too.
We
touch
ain't give
on
her
this
no. Yo,
episode.
Me
hold
too.
on.
Yeah.
I want to give her quick kudos for making her own
Okay.
fits and stuff. We knew this. Like the wrestling fans knew this before
Yeah.
Unreal. But kudos to you making your own suits. And then when Montez Ford was talking about her reasoning behind it, and like when she sees the dolls and all that stuff, she's like, "I made that fit." I was like, "Ha, fucking cool."
Yeah,
So
nah,
salute to y'all. Montez is another
yeah.
wrestler also. If they didn't tell you that in Unreal, I'm pretty sure they did. But
Mm. But yeah, if we going like I said, if it all from the intentions, they successfully integrated the stories with showing the how it works in the back. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I
I like
like
that. I
that.
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Wow.
I like that. I don't know if I'm going as high as either one of y'all, but I definitely enjoyed it. Because this is definitely a different one that we have to judge. Like we're not judging this like we normally would with like scripts and villains and plots and all this stuff.
I like judging it off his intention. That's when he
Yeah,
said that. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
how he
It's the
broke it
perfect
down.
way to look at it. Is like what they intended to do and how successful they were, and is it actually an enjoyable experience to watch? Like those are like the parameters where you would look at this show. And I feel like this show definitely checks off literally all the boxes. Unless you're like one of those super diehard K-Fab people who like not knowing, you might be a little bummed out about this. But like Eric said, if you're not even a wrestling person or just somebody who once was a wrestling person or is thinking about coming back, this is like the perfect way to like introduce yourself to what's going on without actually having to watch an episode that might get you interested enough in, well, it will kind of tell you if you're interested enough in seeing what wrestling's got going on or if you're not really interested at all without you having to waste time in watching more than an episode. You literally would never even have to watch season 2 of this unless you're like just that interested and stuff like that. And it was a good insight into what's going on in the back, and it does a good job of explaining these things. And I like how personal the wrestlers get. So for all those things, I enjoyed every moment of it, except for like even when I'm feeling bad about things like Chelsea Green, I still enjoy that I get that insight and she's that vulnerable with us. So even in the down moments,
That is
I'm still feeling good. Yeah, so this show does a lot of all that. I like I said, my only real big gripe is that it's so close to when all this stuff happened. Like, let it. I wish it was more of a reminder of events that had happened instead of just breaking down things that happened a couple months ago. Like, yeah, you know, it's so
Yeah.
old. Here's the 5-year anniversary where we tell you the story of this. But I can see that they're trying to just capitalize as much as they can off of John Cena's retirement tour, also. And this is just more product around that. So where I'll give this show in a documentary style, it's like a 7.5. I don't think it's the most phenomenal thing, but it's a great insight. I respect the 8 and the 10 because I would assume in the perspective of just a WWE lane, it's probably like really solid in that category. But you know, just in general of watching shit, it's a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Respect it, yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Like
You know,
I
and
feel
I
like they
can
succeeded at what they tried to do for sure.
tell you the truth, I could bring it down to 9.8 just because of Travis Scott.
He sounded
Matter
like a
of fact,
wrestling
yeah.
fan, bro. He sounded like a wrestling fan.
when when they were talking about why Travis Scott ruined my goats
You feel me?
half of
Like,
a year.
goddamn it, you could have had him, but
That
Travis
is
Scott.
so crazy that he's taking points away
I'm
just
not
like we
grading the
would.
creative. I am grading the 5 episodes of the show. Not yeah.
Yeah, nah, but yeah,
7.5.
definitely. So, yeah, man, that was episode 31. That was like, yo, that was incredible, fellas. I love that. I
Whichever way
love
you
that.
look at it.
Hopefully, we get to play the multiverse more times. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll be
trying to
back
say,
in a couple
definitely,
of
we
weeks
gonna
to do part 2. You know, we'll be back.
yeah,
We already got that scheduled, guys. We here for you.
yeah. I'll be back, but we'll find a way to
But Mo,
integrate this a little more. This is
we
definitely
got
dope, though.
Wonder
You know what I'm
Man next
saying?
week, don't we?
Yeah, I just seen that on Disney Plus. This today.
Tap in. Yes, sir. I just watched it. Yeah.
You watched the whole
Yeah,
thing,
it's
Aaron?
fire. Yeah.
hmm
All right,
Okay,
I'm catching
fire.
that
Yeah.
this weekend. Yep. So we'll be back to talk about some more stuff, man. Yeah, like Mo said, that is episode 31 of NEO the Pod.
So people, drop your
Thank y'all for letting me join and crash, and I appreciate y'all.
man.
I was
We
just
really
about to say,
appreciate the non
thank you to Eric, man, popping up. Guest appearance, the
Yeah,
special
definitely. I
guest.
put a non. Yeah, so yeah, that's episode 31. Sync, Nico, E.
Like,
We out of
subscribe,
here, man. We
comment.
love y'all.
You know, all that YouTube jargon. Catch you on the
Do
next
y'all
one.
thing. Peace out.